Hi there, Sugar Plums. Thank you so much for joining me at my altar space today. I'm going to do something a little bit different to what I usually do in videos. Instead of yabbering on and talking you through something that I'm thinking or feeling or learning about or whatever, I've decided instead to offer you a ritual that you can go through with me as I go through it with you, if that's what you'd like to do. So in order to do this ritual, you don't need any tools, you don't need anything to be able to follow along. I'm going to use the tools that I have that you see in front of you. So this is my main working altar space. You can see I've got these 3 tea lights in the front here. Don't worry about any of the other pageantry and weirdness on my altar, darlings. Some of you know how it goes, and some of you who are newer to me perhaps do not. But I have a lot of different things going on in my spiritual practice. But really what's important for this ritual we're going to be doing today together is the 3 candles in the front and the cauldron over there in the back, my faithful cauldron I've had for many a moon. But you do not need candles or a cauldron. Now, if you want to, you can set up 3 tea lights or 3 candles and get your cauldron out or get your fireproof dish out, and you can actually go along with the ritual doing it with me. You can do it that way. But if you just want to follow along by sort of sitting down in a comfortable space or creating sacred space around yourself in whatever way feels right for you, and then just watching the video and going through it with me in your mind, then absolutely the ritual works that way. You can go through it, and my cauldron is your cauldron, baby. Mikasa, Sukasa, everything you see before you right now is also yours. So please just go ahead and do it in your mind if you need to. If you want to get comfy, go somewhere more private before we get started, or get a drink, pause now and go right ahead, get your beverage, etc. I'm going to do some chanting. I'm going to do some meditation to get us ready for the ritual. And let me talk to you a little bit now about what the ritual is. So it's called a 3 candles ritual, or instead you can call it a send out, call in and release ritual. And here are the 3 things that we're principally going to be doing. You can see these 3 pieces of paper that I have right in front of me here. The first one says, I send out my power and intention. And that is where, in the first part of the ritual, we're going to be sending out our energy, our love, our power, our light, our intention and healing to wherever we feel is in need of it. And in the second part of the ritual, it says, I call in all that I desire. Now, this is where it gets to be about you. And we're going to think about what you want to call in, what you are bringing to you, what you are in need of, what is required, what is desired. And then the third part of the ritual, you can see, I accept and release. I accept and release. And that's basically the part where we're going to be letting go. We're going to be saying, okay, you know what? That's done with, that's over. Nothing I can do about that now. No looking back anymore. I want to release it from me. I'm ready for that energetic release. I'm ready to let go of that burden. I'm ready to stop thinking about that regret, whatever it might be. So with these 3 things, we're going to light these 3 candles and go through the work together. If that sounds good to you and you're ready, then let's get right into it. This is, I know, quite informal. I'm going to be relaxed. I'm going to try and get into it myself. So, let's see how it goes. Never done anything like this before. Okay. So the way I'm going to begin, my darlings, if you're ready and you're in a space that feels comfortable for you, or if you've drawn out sacred space and you've paused the video to draw out some sacred space, then hello. Thank you for welcoming me into your sacred space, witchy types. But you don't need to be a witch to do this. It's totally cool. We can all do this together and all enjoy it from wherever we are on a spiritual journey. There's nothing remotely sort of elitist or exclusive in this. It's not just for witches. It can be for anyone on a spiritual path, okay? So if you're ready for that, I'm going to begin with 3 chants of Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. That means I bow to the teacher that lives inside me. I've chanted this for a very, very, very long time now, probably 8 years. And it's been very, very helpful to me. I just love this chant. And I love the particular way that I learned to chant it. And the reason that I'm including it is because actually I tend to find that lots of people have loved it when I've done it on my Instagram or when I've done it on my Facebook lives. It seems to be that a large portion of my audience who hear me chant Ong Namo actually really enjoy it. So yeah, I'm going to make that a part of it as well. So hopefully you will enjoy this. Okay, I'm going to get my little chimes out. And let's begin by really just setting our minds to being our own teacher and holding our own wisdom and leaning in to the sacred insight that we all have. I bow to the teacher that lives inside of me. What does that really mean for you? How can you bow to the teacher that lives inside of you? How are you being called to do that now? And how are you going to make that decision today that that is what is going to happen? Today you're going to bow to the teacher that lives inside of you. This is about your insight. This is about what you want to send out. It's about what you want to call in. And it's about what you want to and need to release. And those decisions that you make, those very strong decisions that you're going to make for your soul. You can chant along with me if you want to, or just take some deep breaths and just lean into the chant. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Beautiful. And so if you're anything like me, that has already changed things up a little bit. It's already maybe settled you down a bit, got you a bit more centered, helped you to feel a little bit more in readiness. So now let's bring our awareness to the body. And let's just make sure that we're also physically relaxed, we're not holding tension, we're ready to go into this ritual work. If you want to, you can just start by focusing on the top of your head, placing your attention on the top of your head, being aware of it, being aware as you go down to your ears, behind the ears, be aware of the back of the neck, back of the head moving into the neck. Relax your head on your neck, roll your head on your neck if you would like to, and if that feels comfortable for you. Now move down to the shoulders and just drop that tension in the shoulders. I know so many of you are probably holding it there. I know I do. So let's drop that tension. And as you drop the tension in the shoulders and you feel the relaxation in the neck, you just feel everything starting to melt down and calm down a bit. Melting the aches away, melting the tension away. I want you to also focus on the breath. Focus on the inhale and the exhale. I'm not going to instruct you how to breathe. I'm not going to tell you when to inhale or exhale. Go at your own pace. Find the comfortable breathing rhythm that is working for you right now. Take pleasure in the inhale and the exhale. Appreciate it. Honor it. Let it do its work to help you in this journey of life. It is the Alpha and Omega. It takes you to the center of your being. Let the inhale and exhale give you that internal rhythm. Let it center you. Let it help you to feel gratitude. Let it help you to feel power. The power of life that you know you have because you are breathing. Now move down into the limbs, into the arms if you would like to, and into your fingers. You can wiggle your fingers if you want to, just relax your arms. Also take your attention down into the torso if you would like to. So Really give love to that heart space there in the chest, and then down into the torso. Soften the stomach, relax that belly, just get it nice and softened. If you're holding tension in the back, just give love to it, give awareness to it, try to release it. You can move down now further if you want to. Move into the legs. Make sure that you're not holding tension in your knees. Send some love to those knees and those calves of yours. If you want to stretch, if you want to move around, that's okay. Do whatever feels comfortable for you and whatever it's in your capability to do. Everybody's body is different, and that's the cool thing about it. That's part of it. Wiggle your toes if you feel the need. We're taking the body with us. And if you don't usually do body meditations, you can now also just give yourself a quick hug and honor yourself, because you have prepared yourself to focus and center your energy and to be intentional for this next bit of time, which is an awesome thing to do for yourself. And it's not always easy, so honor that work as well. Okay, my darlings, now we're going to send out. This is the first part of the 3-candle ritual. This is a really beautiful part because this is the part where you feel into the fact that you have the power to send out your loving intention. And you can do this not only for the people that you're going to be sending it to, the plants, the trees, the animals, the concerns you have about the difficult dynamics that are happening, wherever there's pain, we're going to be moving into that and sending our intention there, our loving high intention. You can also do it for yourself to remind yourself that you desire to hold kindness in your heart towards others, and you desire to be in service where you can be and where it might be needed at certain times. So this is a really beautiful first part of the ritual. I'm actually going to go right to left as I'm looking at it, because it gives me a little bit more fire safety, I'll be honest. Because I'm going to be burning my intention paper and dropping it into the cauldron at the end of each part of this 3-candle ritual. So now I'm lighting the send out candle, and we are preparing to send out our loving intention, our power, our energy, our good wishes to those in need of them. This is where we get to focus on the fact that we have power, we have sovereignty, we have agency. Our loving intention matters. Your high vibration and intention matters. When you send love out into the world, that means something, and that's a beautiful thing to do. So where do you want to send your loving intention out? Where do you want to send warmth? Where do you want to send energy? Where do you want to send compassion? It might be that there's a particular person in your life right now who's going through a struggle. And I welcome you to maybe hold them in mind first, if that's the case. Don't forget, we can send out to various people and to various concerns or struggles that are going on. It's fine to have a little collection for this ritual of people and problems that you would like to send out love and power to. So if there's a particular person in your life right now who's going through a struggle, maybe someone experiencing a test currently, going through sort of walking around in painful circles, finding that they have a dilemma that they have to grapple with. It doesn't matter if you've reached out practically or in mundane ways before. It doesn't matter if you're going to ring them tomorrow, or if you're thinking about it but worried about doing so, or perhaps you're not speaking right now and you're just worried about them. But wherever you are in your relationship with them, this is your opportunity to hold them in heart and in mind. Send out your loving intention to them. Do it because you feel the great compassion in your heart. Do it because they need it. Do it because life's tough for them right now. This is a beautiful thing that you're doing. And really just let yourself feel that kindness or that power, that guidance, that strength, that courage, whatever it is, that healing, whatever it is you're sending out, feel it being sent from you. I like to feel it being sent from my heart space. Or sometimes I like to feel it being sent out from my fingers, you know, kind of witchy. But you do whatever you feel's right for you. Now you can also broaden your attention a little bit. We can always broaden our attention. We can think of a circle of people perhaps around us in life. We can think of certain dynamics that are happening in a certain situation that involves several people. Maybe it's a class of people we teach. Maybe it's a team of people we work with. Maybe it's a group of friends that we're a part of. Maybe it's our child's group of friends, you know. Don't forget to include those magical and important online connections. I know that they're certainly no less sacred than the ones, you know, the people that we see in person. Those online connections are big. They've changed so many of our lives, so let's not forget those too. And when you think about the people around you in your life, with their different personality types and their different challenges, their different things they're going through, their different talents, just really go where you're called to send your loving intention, your healing, strength, power, potency, inspiration. You can send some of it out and still have plenty back for you, still have plenty that you're using. But if you feel called to send out, do so now. If there are people in your community around you that you know are vulnerable right now, perhaps you know that there is a vulnerable or disenfranchised group in the global community and you've been thinking of them a lot recently. Now, again, send out your strength, your courage, your admiration, your deep healing intention. Send that out now. It's like this beautiful bird of compassion and generosity just flying out from the heart space. You can hear the beautiful wind blowing outside. It's a very blustery day in England. And now, if you'd like, you can also send love to your deities and your guides, you know, those beautiful beings that you work with. You can send love to the planet, send love to the roots of the trees, send love to the birds, send love to the animals you love. You can even send some loving, high vibe potency to the galaxy, baby. If that's what you feel in this moment, do it. If that's what feels right for you, do it. Now let me bring your attention back to the breath, your inhale and exhale. Notice how it's accompanying you while you do this work. Notice the potency in that. Be grateful for that. Be empowered by that. Be emboldened by that. Let it center you if you've wandered off in your mind. Sit with the breath. Now let's acknowledge that we have sent out this power, this love, this intention, this compassion. We've given our good thoughts out. We've sat in love and in concern and with our sense of community for those around us. And I'm going to acknowledge it by burning this piece of paper that says, I send out my power and intention. And you can feel free to say this aloud if you want to now, as you read the words, I send out my power and intention. It's a very, very potent thing to do. And now we commit it to the cauldron. Beautifully done. Lovely stuff, look at that. The Fire represents that is manifesting now, that we have meant it, that we send it out, and that we believe it will hit its mark, that we fired the arrow and we knew our aim was true. You fired your arrow and you knew your aim was true. You fired it from the seat of your great compassion. And now let it manifest. Let it be felt. Let it be used by those people that needed to use it, when they felt it, when they accepted it, when they received it, even if they never knew who it was from. And that's part of the fun. Now it's time to call in, baby cakes. So it's time to make it about you. Don't forget that it's okay to make it about you. I know a lot of people feel conflicted about this. They feel it's not okay. They, feel guilt about it. And actually, this is precisely the moment in this part of the ritual right now where you do get to make it about you. It's about your desires. What do you need lately? What is your heart calling you to? What do you require in order to feel stronger, happier, lighter, less burdened? What do you need for your inspiration, for your spirituality? I'm going to light the candle now. Our call-in candle, to represent that we are really leaning into this sacred intention. We want to call in that which we desire. We're ready. What is your heart longing for? What is it longing for, as I said, spiritually? What's it longing for creatively? What's it longing for physically? What does the body want? What does the body need? What do you want socially? What do you want professionally? Do you want more of a certain kind of experience or feeling? Maybe you want more of a sense of hope. Maybe you want more good dreams and less horrible ones, or just more good dreams in general, more dreams in general. Maybe you want to meet more friendly dogs in the street on your walks. It can be little things, seemingly little things. That's okay. That's allowed. And as you imagine what you desire, I welcome you to really feel how that's helping you to feel, how that's making you feel when you think about, yes, these are the things I'm calling in. This is for me. This is what I want. I give myself this nourishment. I open my heart space to this nourishment. And notice this incredible flux and change of energy. As first of all, you sent out, you opened your heart to send out, you gave of your power, you gave of your courage, and you gave of your light. And now it's time to receive. Notice that interesting switch. Now it's time to receive. It's time to feel nourished. Notice that interesting switch. There's no particular way that it should feel necessarily. It feels different for different people, and that's all right. But maybe just sit with it. You might notice that you're focusing on just this one thing that you very strongly desire right now. It's been on your mind all day. You really want it. You want it to come in, and that's okay. You will it to be so, and that's where you're focusing your attention. Or you might notice that there are a number of different things you want, and you're really sort of going around making a sort of imaginative buffet of the different things that you want, and that's also fine. There's no wrong way of doing this. Be open to that which you desire. As you think and feel into these desires, be open to them. Know that you are ready. Know that you are a match for what you want. Feel the excitement, feel the belief, feel the knowledge of that which is coming. And you can squeal a little bit thinking about how joyful and beautiful it's going to be if you want. I know I am right now doing it for myself. Ooh. Feels good. As you've been opening yourself up, knowing that you're ready to receive these things, you call them into you. You want and expect more of them. They're going to be right on time. Now you can come back to your breath. Take that inhale and exhale. Feel yourself centered. Feel that you've just done some great work. You've just visualized some beautiful things. You know what you want more of and what you can be ready to receive and how excited you are. I would like to receive that dog not barking right now, but that's okay. It's all part of it. And now I'm going to burn this paper that says, I call in all that I desire. And I welcome you to say these words as well. I call in all that I desire. Powerful words. Don't forget you can take these words with you for the next few days too. You can always put your hand over your heart and say, I call in all that I desire. And let's commit this now to the cauldron with the fire of manifestation there. That shows that we mean it. That shows that we're being heard. And there's just such a beauty in that. Oh, I only saw a tiny lick of flame there. I like it when it comes up really high. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to our final part of the ritual, release and make peace. Where are you ready to stop spending energy? Really feel into that question. Where are you ready to stop spending energy? Where have you reached a stalemate moment and you know you need to step back? Where do you need to accept that something is done with, something is finished, something has come to its natural close? Where do you need to accept that there is a road that you can't walk anymore, that might not be healthy for you anymore? Perhaps you know there's a certain conversation you won't ever have again. Let's light that candle. Let's get that intention going. We're ready to release. Lean into this work. There we go. Perhaps there's a certain nagging question that you have finally answered and you feel like you never have to go back around in that circle again. Maybe there's a certain burden that's not yours to carry and you're ready to set it down now. You're ready to allow yourself to be free of it. Maybe there's a regret that you keep giving your time and energy to. You just keep focusing on it, keep worrying about it, you keep going over it in your mind. You're ready to set that down. Perhaps there's an indecision or a confusion and you're willing to just step away from it rather than, keep allowing it to take joy from you. You're allowed to experience this weightlifting. You are ready to feel yourself dropping those heavy cases. This is release time. This is release work. So really lean into and feel into what this means for you. What are you ready to let go of? What do you accept and make peace with? What do you know that you are ready to move on from and stop giving your time and energy to? You might feel that there's a little bit of resistance there when you think about releasing. You might feel conflicted. You might know that it's the right thing to release, to accept, to make peace, to move on, but yet it feels hard. Maybe it feels even physically hard. Sometimes we can feel knotted around certain things we need to release. But stay with that, look at it and say, no, I want this to come undone. I know it's time. I'm in control. I choose to release it. Notice how beautiful it is to decide to drop those bags, to lift that weight from the shoulders, to not walk with that burden so much anymore. Notice how empowered, how potent you feel from that. Enjoy that potency. There might be different places you want to spend your energy now. There might be other things you want to consider instead, different priorities. And you're allowed to make those changes. You're allowed to evolve. You're allowed to transform. You're allowed to direct your energy along a different route, even if it feels hard, even if you wish it didn't have to be that way. When you create space for different things to come in, they will come in and they will enrapture you and it will be beautiful. But maybe for now, you need this release. You need to focus on, okay, what am I holding on to that's stopping me from gaining access to more that I want to experience or that I don't even know I could experience? And let me drop that now. I'm ready to make peace. I'm ready to accept it didn't happen the way I wanted it to, and it's okay. I'm ready to accept there's nothing more that can be done here, and that's okay. I'm ready to accept the situation wasn't perfect, and that's okay. I'm ready to stop bleeding my vital life force into the thoughts and feelings around this situation and put it down now. I want to put it down. And as with our previous work with sending out and calling in, you might find there are various things you're thinking about with this one, or you might find that there's a very strong sense that there is this big thing, this big piece of release work, this big piece of like knotted tissue, you know, that's really getting to you. And maybe you can even feel it physically. Whatever it is, whether you've got a bunch of things you want to release, you're ready to let go, or whether it's that one big thing, you're doing gorgeous work. This is the work, and there's no wrong way. If you feel called to release many things, that's for a reason. And if you just feel called towards that one strong thing, that's fine too. There's always other times. We can always dedicate other ritual commitment to other things. Lean into where you need to go. Let your spirit flow into it. You know where the work needs to be done. You know what's most important. If you want to have a little cry, if you feel the tears coming, that's okay. That's absolutely part of ritual work. That's the beauty of it. That's the therapy of it. If you feel like you need that cathartic release, let it out. If you're clenching your fists, and if you're clenching your jaw, this is very hard for you. Just know that this is an incredible piece of work that you are doing, and you will not always feel this way. You will not always feel this way. This is part of letting go. It's part of moving on, and you're doing it consciously, and you're doing it well. Now bring it back to the breath. Let's take that inhale and exhale. Let's enjoy the breath, enjoy the power of the breath, enjoy the majesty of life moving through us, running through all the beautiful little ventricles in the lungs. Is that what they're called, ventricles? I don't know. Look at me pretending to know. Sit with the breath. Feel that gratitude for the breath. Let it center you. And now I invite you to say the words, I accept and release. I accept and release. Good stuff. And remember, you can say this in the coming days too. I accept and release. I'm going to now commit this to the cauldron. And this shows that we are willing and ready to manifest. We want this. We're ready for it to take form. Beautiful. It sure is magic having a cauldron, I must say. Let the fire take it, and that's the power that you've given to it. That represents the power, the life force that you put into that release work then. Honour yourself for that. Take some time now, darlings, to just honour yourself for the work you've done by journeying with me in this ritual. And try and notice in the coming days after this any changes that might have come from this work. And if you ever feel like you're in a moment where you're going against the things that you wanted to align with in this ritual, or you're making unhealthy decisions, you're taking unhelpful actions that go against what you wanted to send out or call in or release, you can always just stop for a second and focus on your heart space and center. Take the inhale and exhale and say to yourself, I choose again. I choose differently. In this moment now, I choose again. Because ritual is not only about the moment it's happening, it's also about that bond that we make with ourselves that we continue to return to. It seals it. It reminds us. It's a reminder when we feel moments of weakness, uncertainty, going back on ourselves, working against ourselves. That's when we reference the ritual work we've done. And in that moment, you've harnessed your agency. Just as you have harnessed your agency now by going through this ritual with me. And that is divinity in action, darlings. And so I will leave it at that. Much love and blessed be.